The last great emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful and wealthiest men in the world, wrote down in his personal diary, only to be read by him, the 9 gifts from the Muses. Gifts given to us to lead the good life and to be a strong character. But he also wrote the 10th gift from the head of the Muses, and I'll be sharing that with you. Welcome back to The Everyday Stoic. My name is William Mulligan, and today I'll be sharing with you a piece of writing from Marcus Aurelius' personal diary in which he wrote the 10th gift from the head of the Muses. And this paragraph is about how to be a good person and how to not let anger overtake you. So I hope you enjoy. Today's video is sponsored by TheEverydayStoic.com, where you can get the Amor Fati t-shirt, which is a reminder to love your fate. Good or bad, everything that comes your way. If you keep Amor Fati at the forefront of your mind, it reminds you to just take it, love it, and go and live your life in a positive manner. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always with these type of videos, I will first read the paragraph from Marcus Aurelius' personal diary, and then I'll explain what the paragraph means, what certain words mean, to give you a better understanding of the paragraph so that you can use this writing as Marcus Aurelius used in his own life as a way to guide him to be a better character. And in this particular piece of writing, he used this to be a calmer person. So this is from book 11 of the Meditations. Now, if you will, take a 10th gift from the leader of the Muses, the thought that it is madness to expect bad men to do no wrong. That is asking for the impossible. But it is cruel tyranny to allow them such behavior to others while demanding that they do no wrong to you. So the point of this paragraph is firstly to understand that bad men do bad. And there's a quote, I believe by Marcus Aurelius, that expecting bad men not to do bad is like expecting a fig tree not to produce figs. It's the law of the nature that these things will happen, and they're going to happen. You're going to encounter rude people. So not to expect them is madness. First of all, once you begin to expect these things through a sort of, I wouldn't say negative visualization, but I'd say through just an understanding that these things happen, already you're bracing yourself to come against obstacles. So once you've braced yourself every morning, say, you are anticipating these challenges, you're actually more prepared for them, and over time you develop that strength to be prepared for these challenges. The thought that it is madness to expect bad men to do no wrong, that is asking for the impossible. And this is where I find it interesting, and this links into one of the most important virtues of Stoicism, which is justice. But it is cruel tyranny to allow them such behavior to do to others while demanding that they do no wrong to you. So what I got from this is that you don't demand that people do good for you. Like, if you're going to make demands, if you're going to be courageous and stick your neck out there and make these demands when you see bad things happening, you don't demand that they do good to you, because that is selfish. If you see that people are doing bad to others, hurting others, scamming others, and you decide to stand there courageously and say, I don't want this to happen to me, I want good to happen to me, that is selfish, and that's not what Stoicism is about, because the most important virtue is justice. What it is about is that you demand they do good for others. So that's the courage and the justice coming in together, both virtues, and demanding that not that someone does good to you, that they do good for others. So I think that's very important, and I think as a 10th gift from the head of the Muses, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, it's a way to be courageous and just. And I think that's what makes one a great leader, and I think that is what made Marcus Aurelius. I mean, he is considered the last of the great emperors. He's considered one of the greatest leaders to ever live. You know, he led Rome through such difficulties, through battles and sickness. He went through all this hardship in his own personal life and as a leader, and he battled through it and led Rome to be the greatest nation, and he did many great things. So I think that's very powerful. And I've got another video explaining the other 9 gifts of the Muses, but I thought it's very interesting that he wrote a 10th gift from the head of the Muses, as he wrote it for himself, but I almost think it's a gift for us, as by some strange coincidence, this writing got taken from his own personal notebook that was never meant to be read by anyone else. He wrote it as personal advice for him, and it got passed on to us somehow and translated into multiple languages so that we can read it. Now I'm just going to read the Gregory Hayes translation of this small writing, as I think it may give you a better understanding. I personally prefer the Penguin Classic Martin Hammond translation, but hopefully you enjoy this one. To expect bad people not to injure others is crazy. It's to ask the impossible, and to let them behave like that to others, but to expect them to exempt you is arrogant, the act of a tyrant. Maybe that gives you a better understanding. It's very different translation. Most times with these translations, it's very similar, but sometimes you'll get a difference. And when you get multiple differences, you start to connect dots, get a better understanding. Now, I really recommend you look into the history of Marcus Aurelius, look into the character of Marcus Aurelius. There's many great writings about him. He is one of the most known people in the history of Earth, one of the most famous people to ever live. So there's many writings about him, and you'll start to understand his character and understand his writings better. So I think that's very important. Thank you for watching. If you want to support what I'm doing, then please consider becoming a YouTube member. Please consider subscribing, or just leaving a comment, something that you learned about Stoicism that you can share with other people, or maybe a question you can ask about Stoicism, and someone may answer it, I may answer it. Please consider going over to my website, TheEverydayStoic.com, where you can get the Amor Fati t-shirts and many more, and head over to my Instagram at TheEverydayStoic, where you can join in the Stoic discussion. I post regular Stoic quotes from ancient figures and modern figures, and I do regular Q&As, Stoic memes, Reels now. I've started doing Reels, so short form videos it's like this, but in short form, 30 seconds. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.